Evening, VC. All right, so last video was one Steve Carlson asked me to do. Well, this one's one that Alex at Diamond Marimba asked me to do. So I'm here doing it. I brought back a lot of records from the WFMU Record Fair that just so happened to be on the Philips label. Been listening to some of these, and sound quality is just incredible on some of these recordings. And I've realized that, I've got records on a few different genres on the Philips label. I don't have too many records on the label, about 25 or so. So I'm going to show these, and he kind of said it needed to be a thread. So show me your records you have on the Philips label. Of course, a lot of them for me are Brazilian records, and so I'll start by showing you those records. All of these records are mainly original pressings for the most part, but there's a few genres represented here, and we'll get to them. This is one that I got at the fair, the Chico Buarque, or I'm not sure how it's, or Buarque, I'm not sure how it's said, Construciao on Philips. Yeah, fantastic Brazilian record, one that Alex highlighted years ago, and I got for $10 from the guy that hooked up Rojas at the fair. This is a new arrival that just came in the mail this week. I found this in some weird store in New Mexico, of all places, on the MPBC series on Philips. Jalma Coria, with the beautiful covers. This is fantastic Brazilian, MPB folk. This Biafro is the name of the record. Beautiful stuff. We'll show you the wonderful Philips label on this one. I'd love to have every record on this series. There were a lot of them at the fair, actually. And it got me thinking about what I had on my want list, and this was the one at the top of the list. Beautiful stuff. These pressings just in recordings are, if you're a audiophile, I mean, I got old 70s equipment and it sounds like the musicians are in the room with you. So, imagine having a real setup. Yeah, Gal Costa India with the iconic cover. And if you find an original, it will have a blue that says Gal Costa India on it, a blue bag. I don't have the blue bag. It's the only thing missing from my copy. But that's gorgeous stuff. Another Gal Costa on Philips is this one that features Caetano Veloso. This is more of like a comp. Yeah, fantastic record here on this color Philips label. This is another one from the fair, Elise and Tom. Gorgeous stuff. More Brazilian. That one's a big favorite of Felipe's and the Jazz Bombs. Some Gilberto Gil, or Gilberto Gil, I'm not sure how it's said. Luvaciao. My Portuguese is terrible. But this is, I think, his first record. And yeah, beautiful guitarist, singer. This is a favorite in my collection. I really love that one. Got that one a long time ago. This is one that Jason Hackman out in California sent me, that he got for me. This is big time. He got it from someone in Brazil. When was this one? 1968. On this one here. There's your Philips label. And then this was the one I got at WFMU last year. This Gilberto Gil. This is Espresso, I forget, something or other. It's got a weird fold-out cover. I'm not going to mess with it. I think it's Espresso 2222 or something. I forget. Beautiful stuff. And then one of my favorite singer-guitarists on the label is Nara Leao. And this is Pede Passegium on Philips. Beautiful Beautiful stuff. I'd love to have all her records. I've got just a few. This is another great one, Vento de Mayo. This one's pretty rare. I got that on eBay, I think, a few years back. And then this is one I just got at the fair for like 10 or 20 bucks. The Os Meus Amigos Saum Barato on Philips. Here's another one in the MPBC series, Marcos Resende in Index. This one goes for big bucks now. I got a really steal of a price on this a few years ago. Now that I'm seeing what it's going for at like the fair, it's been on some of the big walls. But yeah, beautiful copy here. It's got a library sticker on it, or a radio station sticker on it. And yeah, we'll show you this one. This one's another absolutely stunning copy, mint. Just beautiful. This one I actually got in from a seller in Brazil a few years back. This is the first in the series I heard and checked out, and due to some reissues that were done of some other stuff, and I want to say also that Chris Cole had talked about that group in Pique My Interest. Here's another Brazilian record on Philips. Wonderful guitarist, Taquino, and this is Tocando. This is a phenomenal LP. Highly recommend this one. What year is this from? Maybe 1977. More gorgeous stuff on Philips of the Brazilian variety. And then another one from this year's WFMU record fair, the first record I bought at the fair, Caetano Veloso, the self-titled on Philips. I just posted a YouTube short of the first song off this, and you can hear how great these records sound right there in that short video I did. So yeah, all those are, you know, Philips Brazilian pressings. They also pressed records in Japan, and I have, this is a great example of some jazz on the Philips label. This is Joe Henderson and Kikuchi Hino in concert, and so being Teramasa Hino, one of my favorite trumpet players. And so yeah, this is a Japanese original. It's got a textured cover, beautiful cover. Philips really did great jobs on their records all around. This one's a gatefold. And we'll show you this. It's very similar labels, the blue labels. Also in Japan. Joe Henderson smokes on this, because he does on most records. But he's had some really great players with him in Japan on this one. Yeah, that's some serious stuff right there. Then you go to France, and they put out a bunch of records for this group, Catherine Ribeiro and Alps, and this is Ame Debut original that I got at All Day Records in Carborough, North Carolina, which is really close to Cat's Cradle, the iconic music venue. This was on their wall for cheap. Yep. And then this is another one from this year's fair that I got from Patrick from France. And Dom grabbed it for me because he knew it was on my short list. Catherine Ribeiro and Alps Pie, and a beautiful copy of this. Just had on the inside of the gatefold, it needed to have some re-gluing done, which I did, and it's like new again. There's that there. This is, love the guitar playing in this group. It leans a little bit prog, very interesting vocals from Catherine, kind of experimental, out there stuff at times, but just phenomenal. Then you have some Philips krautrock that they did. They did the Cones of Kraftwerk. This is an original, I believe, German pressing. So there's that one. They also did some African records. And here's an original of Inyang Henshaw and his Top 10 Aces. This is EFIK Gold Volume 2. This is a Nigerian record on Philips, on the red Philips label, pressed in Nigeria. And then I got this 7-inch also at this year's record fair. A lot of Philips. This is Miss Aluba. This is Joachim Nagoy and Les Troubadours de Roy Badouin. There is a Miss Aluba LP from the Congo, kind of religious in nature, some of this. There's your Philips EP on a 7-inch. And then I've got this 7-inch, a later one, on Philips, of Prince Buster, 10 Commandments. So some good stuff there. Gets a little rocking, some of this Prince Buster stuff. Don't Make Me to Cry on the B-side. Really good. Found that at Premium Sound here in Charlotte and Luke. Then you have some great titles on the Philips label in the world of classical and avant classical experimental stuff. You got this Alfred Brendel Liszt piano concertos numbers 1 and 2 with Bernard Haitink in the London Philharmonic Orchestra. I think I picked these up at Cabin Floor, a couple of these in Greenville, South Carolina. This one I found in the dollar bin at Repo here. Penderecki, Cosmogonia. Really great dollar bin find. This goes for just a little bit of money anyway. I'll show you the label on this one. I love Penderecki. This is absolutely fantastic if you can find this. Yeah, this is the red Philips. I think that last record is an Italian Philips. This is a Polish Philips pressing of this one. They pressed records all over the globe, especially when it comes to these classical records. A lot of different countries represented. Netherlands, Italy, Poland. Philips was pressing records everywhere. And they all sound incredible, like I said. Here's another Italy pressing of Tchaikovsky. This Pathétique. Bernard Haitink again. This is Symphony Number 6 with the orchestra in Amsterdam. This is fantastic stuff. Fantastic symphony. And then this is one of the craziest records I have. This is probably the most intense listen that I've ever experienced. This is Xenakis Persepolis on this Perspective series that Philips did out of France. And this one came off the wall at Amoeba in Hollywood. I actually thought it was a different record, but that is a stunner. And this is very, very, very intense, this performance. Not for the faint of heart on the Philips label. And we'll show you the label on this one. And I'd love to have all of this series. This is the only one I currently have. This is on the green Philips label. And this is a mint copy. So yeah, kind of a thread here. Show me your records on Philips. Peace.